So, as you can tell, this isn't my setup. Do you want to come reveal yourself?
Hey, this is my setup.
So, this is the Fandom Master, and today we are going to be deciding what is the best MCU film. Are you ready?
I'm born ready.
Let's do it. So, to decide this, I've set up a tournament of 16 films going in a sort of versus-y format, with number 1 going against number 16 on Rotten Tomatoes, and so on and so forth. You get the gist. So, the 7 films that didn't make this list are Thor, Thor 2, Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 3, Avengers Age of Ultron, and Captain Marvel. Now, these were decided by 17 and below on Rotten Tomatoes. Are there any you feel like could have made the top 16?
Age of Ultron, I think Age of Ultron is the best on there, in my opinion. Incredible Hulk, I think I've seen once, and I've then seen it on and off, sort of bits of it. Thor Dark World is obviously just
trash.
A shocking film. Apart from that, they're all okay, actually, but obviously compared to the others.
Yeah. I think, as well as Age of Ultron, I think that's 16 and above. I'd also say I have a real soft spot for the first Thor. I find that is just, it's really Shakespearean, and then I like the fish out of water comedy. So if I could put that in the top 16, I would, but apart from that, yeah.
I agree with all of them. Iron Man 3 is not as horrible as people say.
So, our first matchup is Black Panther versus Captain America the First Avenger. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, that's Black Panther, right?
Black Panther, obviously.
First Avenger is a good film.
First Avenger is underrated.
As an origin film, it might be one of the best. As compared to Black Panther, it's a bit like, well,
But when you montage through World War II, it's like...
The first and last is the middle bit. I get a bit bored.
Yeah.
Like before he becomes a super soldier, I like.
Iconic.
Yeah, the way he's training, he covers the grenade and all that. That's all when he gets the flag. Perfect.
Final act.
Yeah.
Class.
Amazing. The middle bit's just been like, alright. I don't really care.
I'm good.
As soon as Red Skull gets involved, I'm like, alright, mate. You've got a Red Skull. That's alright.
So our next matchup is Endgame versus Ant-Man. How's it come to this? These earlier rounds, I think they're quite easy.
Are we agreeing, right? Endgame, like we agree.
Endgame.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah, we didn't discuss that.
Iron Man versus Guardians Volume 2.
See, this is where it starts to get a bit more.
For me,
I've got a clear cut for me.
I've got a clear cut.
Okay, do you want to say it at the same time?
3, 2, 1.
Guardians.
We've got drama!
Content!
Yeah!
Right, I'll let you go first.
Iron Man is slightly overrated.
As a character or as a film?
As a film.
Okay, I think it's character.
But I personally think Guardians is the most underrated of them all. I think it has this massive problem where it's all pretty much on a green screen, and it's all noticeable all the time. And also, there's a bit... so, I watch a film YouTuber called Sean Chandler, and he pointed this out to me, and I've never been able to see this film in the same way since, is that this film basically has... whatever the big planet... Ego. It has content. He has... This film has Ego basically go, right, I'm going to kill all my kids. And it's just like,
wow.
whenever you because you kind of like see that bit in the film, and it's kind of like, yeah, that happened, but then you actually look at it and go, yeah, you just glossed over the fact that he just killed all of his
massacring his children. Yeah,
it's not plot, it's distasteful, and I personally I find the original Iron Man overrated. I still find the CG is great. Those Iron Man suits in the early films look so much better than they do nowadays, I think.
I'll give you that, yeah. Because he actually wore something as opposed to sort of wearing a motion capture
exactly.
suit. And they were like, go on then.
It's just, overall, Iron Man.
But the problem, so I went off Marvel for a bit. And it was Guardians of the Galaxy that sort of got me back into it. So I completely went off it. I didn't watch any of it. Guardians of the Galaxy was at the cinema. I thought, I'll give it a watch. So it sort of has that in my heart. And I'm like, I just sort of love it as a franchise. And I think I don't hate him, but I'm not a fan of Iron Man as a character.
I see that.
Especially in the early films. Because that's when he's like, I'm better than everyone. I'm completely above it.
But then I would probably argue, is that a very good character arc in that while it isn't just a one film character arc, he grows throughout his entire journey in the MCU. And even like Age of Ultron builds into that and
things. I don't like Batman because
he's going to be popular on this.
He's not a superhero. He is, but like he's just a man in a suit. Like he hasn't got any physical. Like when you look at people like the Hulk, he's actually got something superhuman. Yeah. Whereas Batman is literally just a man in a suit. And to me, Iron Man is not as much. He's got the art reactor. He's obviously got medical what do you call it? Like
medical shindingles.
Medical shindingles.
He's got medical shindingles.
And yeah, but he's still just a man in a suit kind of thing. I just can't. To me, I want a superhero to be superhuman in some way. And I don't know. It just sort of I'm like, alright, well.
You know what? I'll give you that round so I can eliminate Guardians Volume 2 with a passion in the next round.
Oh, I'll give you that, yeah. Good. Just so you can make more of an impact by getting it out in a semi-final. I'm just happy it's got to
still staying in this manufacturing the tournament process, by the way.
Manufacturing the tournament,
I am manufacturing the tournament process. Moving on. Now this is probably the hardest round.
I don't know any of these rounds until you tell me. Just like this is me completely.
This is him off the cuff.
I haven't prepared anything.
And you think I planned for these videos? No, I haven't got.
The most planning I've done is there's notes on my laptop, but not for this video, because that's professional.
Because that's on his channel.
Yeah.
Go subscribe after this video because I need watch time.
Yeah, don't go until you've watched it. That'd be horrible.
Okay, so Thor Ragnarok versus Infinity War.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear me. This is a difficult one.
I love Thor Ragnarok. I think it's very easily a top 5 MCU. So funny. The action is very well handled. I'm so excited for Love and Thunder because of this film.
Yeah.
But Infinity War probably has my backing if someone says that's your favourite MCU film. I go, it's probably not mine, but fair enough, well played. I can 100% see that.
And the way I'm doing this is, if someone said, here's the original on Disney Plus, and it said, right, Thor Ragnarok, Infinity War, and I had to choose one, that's sort of I would go Infinity War, just because it's
that epic
part of the scale. It's part of the cinematic finale that sort of Infinity War and Endgame were as 2 parts. So it just sort of
It's probably my favourite Avengers film.
Oh, it's definitely my favourite Avengers film. Yeah. Just it has so much sort of plot twist within it.
I do just want to say a massive thank you to Fraser for ruining this video. Because yes, after that wonderful clip, his camera cut out. But did we realise? No, we just spent about another half an hour going through all of the MCU films. Which I'm going to speed round through the rest of this. Don't worry, I did write down what he picked, but we didn't re-record this because we couldn't be bothered. I've probably already got a 10-minute video out of it. I'm just going to speed round through the rest of it, but I will keep his opinions in the video. I'll try and explain what he said, and yeah, overall, this video's a shambles, and I'm sorry. So as you could tell from the end of that clip, we picked Infinity War. Overall, while I love Thor Ragnarok and the comedy, Infinity War is just this epic film on an epic scale, and both of us agreed with that fact. Next round was Guardians of the Galaxy versus Spider-Man Far From Home. This wasn't a particularly difficult one. While both of us quite liked Spider-Man Far From Home, it really wasn't as good as Homecoming. Overall, because while the plot was probably in a bit of a higher scale and the stakes were a bit better, overall, Spider-Man Homecoming just felt more real to the Spider-Man character. Whereas Guardians of the Galaxy has great characters, is incredibly funny, and overall, no one can deny that Guardians of the Galaxy is absolutely incredible. Next, we had a really tough one in Captain America Civil War versus Captain America Winter Soldier. Now actually, I found this round really tough because I love both of these films. But actually this was decided on a very strong inkling from Fraser, who isn't a massive fan of Winter Soldier. I don't understand how he came to that conclusion. It's Captain America Winter Soldier! And I said overall, Captain America Civil War is the better film. Next we have The Avengers versus Doctor Strange. This one feels tough for me because the original Doctor Strange is very good, and Fraser actually felt that these two are quite close, but my love for the original Avengers won this round for the original Avengers, just because it's the original Avengers. That third act is absolutely incredible. Are you kidding me? And our final part of the first round is Spider-Man Homecoming versus Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now I think I liked Ant-Man and the Wasp more than most, probably better than the first film, which Fraser did agree with, which surprised me because that doesn't seem to be the opinion amongst fans. But I did say my love for Spider-Man Homecoming in the round where it was against Guardians of the Galaxy and we were talking about Far From Home. I love Homecoming, and Fraser agrees with me, especially as we were both a similar sort of age to Peter when that film came out. That felt like maybe not the best Spider-Man film ever, but certainly the most real to the high school experience, or secondary school as we were in at that stage. Again, we're UK boys, I'm sorry. Overall, Spider-Man Homecoming was the final film to progress into the next round. So then we went to the quarterfinal stage, which had Black Panther versus Endgame. Now I do want to say, me and Fraser recorded our portion of the video before Chadwick Boseman's really tragic passing. We did say in the original video that Endgame did win, and I will stick to that, but overall I do want to not focus on this round too much because now with Chadwick Boseman's passing I don't really want to focus on that round, so I hope you'll all understand that. Next we had Guardians Volume 2 versus Infinity War, and overall this was a really easy round. It's got to be Infinity War. I think Thor Ragnarok versus Infinity War was a much closer round, and overall, yeah, as you saw, I really don't like Guardians Volume 2. If you'd like to see a full video about that, comment down below. You see, I'm so great at playing this YouTube algorithm, I've got yous all on strings. Next we have Guardians of the Galaxy versus Civil War. Now this is a one that's really gonna divide fan opinion. Not because of my channel, just in general, like no one's actually gonna watch this video. But overall, both me and Fraser had a slight inkling for Civil War. Overall, the action sequences are just incredible, and overall, it's a surprisingly serious superhero film, and that just really worked for both me and Fraser. So overall, that did beat Guardians of the Galaxy. Sorry about that, boys. Next we have the original Avengers and Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, I can genuinely say for a long time how much I really, really like Homecoming. But it's no original Avengers. It just isn't. I'm sorry. The third act is just incredible. Phil Coulson's death scene. It's all... You have to remember, the time the Avengers came out, this was so unprecedented that it was just a feat in cinema to see all these characters come together. It was genuinely incredible. So we had to give this point to the first Avengers. So in the semi-final round, we have Endgame versus Infinity War. Now this was genuinely... Oh, this was a tough battle. But overall, we were doing this in terms of an MCU film, and overall we felt that it was very important to realise which one is overall the more complete film, which one just feels like it flows the best, which one just shoves in lots of characters and just manages all its plot lines very well. And it is Infinity War. I think overall Infinity War is just slightly better made film than Endgame. It feels slightly more whole. The scope of it feels better, and Fraser did agree with me on that one. So overall, Infinity War does move to the final. But what will it be facing? Civil War versus the original Avengers. I don't know. For me, this was tough-ish, but Fraser kind of preferred Civil War quite a bit, and if I'm honest, if I had to have an inkling, I'd probably agree with Civil War. I just think the way that the action scenes are constructed in that film is so amazing, and overall it's just got so much political intrigue, and I do love Civil War. So then we have our final, Infinity War versus Civil War. The two wars have a war. But this was a really, really tough round, because both of these films are just fantastic. But overall, again, as an MCU film, with all the characters, the scope, the scale, the action sequences, the stakes, and that ending, for both of us, Infinity War does win out the day. I think overall, it was just a magnetic film to watch. The Russos killed it, and while we love Civil War, it just couldn't compare to the epic scale of Infinity War. So, what were your thoughts on this video and Fraser's first video on the channel? Please, please comment down below, like and subscribe, and please, if you do anything from this video, it would mean the world to me if you could go down to the Fandom Master channel, click subscribe, give him a comment, say you've come from my channel, and, you know, watch a few of his videos. That would genuinely, if you take anything from this video, please make sure it's that. And I'll see ya in another video.
This is Willany, and if you're not already subscribed to the Nerdy Brit, right, you should be, right? If you're not, you're a loser too.
Next you have the original Avengers versus... I forgot what I wrote.